The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of the staff and management of Salem Media of Hawaii. Welcome to Think Tech Wednesday on the Think Tech radio series on AM 760 KGU, broadcasting across the islands and raising public awareness in Hawaii. Now here's your host, Jay Fidel.
Wow, it's Wednesday. Have you noticed? It's Wednesday all day. It's probably going to be Wednesday right till midnight. This is Think Tech on Wednesday. This is Hawaii, the state of clean energy. That's what we say all day long on Wednesday. And today we have a very interesting show, although Sharon Moriwaki is not here. She may be here in a few minutes. We will see. But the people we have in the room, and I'll tell you why, are Dave Gorman, who may be related to me, sitting across the table. You can see him at my left. If you watch Ustream.tv, where you can see this all live on Ustream, because we stream everything on Ustream. Ustream, I stream, we stream. Remember that one? Okay, and you can also hear it on Spreaker.com, which is internet radio. Later on, it'll be on YouTube. And of course, right now, today, this moment, it's KGU 760 AM. Thank you, Jack Waters. Thank you, Leah Rodriguez. Thank you, Leilani Williams, for making that possible. Oh, and don't forget Patrick Leonard, with whom I had lunch today at KGU, okay? Make a note. All right, so the reason with Dave Gorman and Arden Penton are here is to talk about the mainland. The reason Larry is here, we're going to find out. It's always a mystery, you know. Larry's from Hawaii Energy. And, you know, really having trouble actually deciding the title of the show, but I'll tell you the title that we came up with first, and I'll tell you how the... Hi, Dave. Say hello to the people.
Hi, everyone.
Good job. Arden?
Hello.
Good work. Larry?
How you doing?
Okay, the title was getting a charge out of charging stations in Hawaii. That was our original title. But the message is, yes, we can, to use your term, Dave, we can expand to the mainland. Yes, Hawaii tech companies can expand to the mainland. That's the bottom line. That's the important. So if you're out there listening, you can write that down, or you can call us and discuss it with us. It's 296-5467. That's the KGU number. Okay, so the first thing, as we always do it, is Larry Newman on the negawatt moment. Get that right?
The negawatt moment. That's
hey, Larry, you know, you always have such interesting stuff. What do you have today?
Pool pumps today.
Okay.
So a pool pump can use up to 20% of a household's electric bill. And we recently introduced a variable frequency drive pool pump with a controller. So we're offering an incentive for $150 for qualifying products that are installed. And often we'll get calls from customers that they think they've done everything. They've done solar hot water, they've done the Energy Star appliances, but their bill is still high. And after a couple questions, you learn that they've got a pool. And if they've got a pool pump that might be running 24/7. So this technology allows you to program your pool pump to operate limited hours during the day and using a smaller horsepower. So there's a lot of energy savings there.
Okay, so if I have a pool pump, I can get this, or do I need to buy a new one?
You need to buy a new one. It's a different technology.
What do I do with the old one? I can't give it to my neighbor.
You can give it to the qualified installer that you have put it in.
Craigslist.
Okay.
Craigslist.
Okay, all right, yeah. Last week we talked about refrigerators, and it was a big thing about refrigerators, but you know, the idea was do not give the refrigerator to your buddy, the old one, because
That's right.
you know, he's going to be wasting electricity. Hawaii Energy will take it away for you. And if you know how much trouble it is to take away a refrigerator, you're very appreciative of that.
And have it recycled.
And have it recycled in the right place.
That's right.
You know.
Don't want to end up in the dump.
Okay, pool pumps. So how much?
So the incentive is for $150. You can find out qualified products on our website, hawaiienergy.com. You can also visit the Energy Star website for qualifying products.
You know, I hadn't thought of this before, Larry, but it strikes me that you have a job in perpetuity on this thing. Because you guys, you sit around, I know what happens in the middle of the night, you have these brain sessions, and you come up with these fantastic gizmo things, and you're never going to run out, are you?
You're confusing it with the radio show business.
Every time I think, you know, well, okay, they must have hit the end now.
Well,
They
we're
got something
striving
else.
to add a lot more content to our website also, to try to provide also tips, low or no cost tips to reduce your energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how would you frame this one? You know, this particular one that is a pool pump credit, pool pump rebate. What do you call it?
This is variable frequency drive, or a VFD.
VFD.
V is in victory.
Yeah.
VFD pool pump rebate.
PRR. VFD PPR.
Okay.
At home, at dinner, we speak a little else. Yeah. So, okay, Larry, how would you frame that against the refrigerator thing from last week? Is it more important or less important?
Well, I think more people obviously have a refrigerator than a pool pump, you know, a need for a pool pump. So the savings for the amount of energy a pool pump uses is far greater than a refrigerator, even if it happens to be an old refrigerator.
Very interesting.
But for the broad mass public listening and tuning into this radio show, I would actually promote the bounty program that we had
Okay.
last week.
See, it's wonderful. You know, on the radio show, you ask people, and so often they sort of waffle, and he answers the question. Thank you, Larry.
I
Appreciate
try
that.
my best.
Great organization, Larry Newman,
Thank you.
Hawaii Energy. Yeah.
Well, it's a great suggestion. For those that do have pools, it's a pretty low cost way to make a meaningful impact on making your home more energy efficient. And we've been out there, you know, suggesting this product to lots of our Revolution customers over the years as well. So.
Great.
Do you have any cross-examination you want to ask? We
No, I
always
think you
encourage
did a
you to
great
think about
job.
this, Art.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Dave, cross-examination. I mean, what did he say? What did he not say that you need to know?
I thought I'd just chime in and support his suggestion and participating in the program because it really can make a meaningful impact.
Yeah, and it's good to know if you are considering PV,
Yes,
that
absolutely.
you also want to consider energy efficiency.
Right.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and you'll have something else next week, and it'll be
I will.
another surprise.
I will.
Art, do you have any cross-examination?
No. I honestly never would have thought of something like that because it seems so small and insignificant, but it really obviously generates a lot of power.
Yep, it's a big energy user. Yeah.
And you say people usually keep it on for 24 hours a day?
It can be, yeah. Just, you know, put it on, leave it, forget it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our next news item, which is actually, you know, part of the fundamental of the show. And that is what we caught in a press release, was it this
Yeah.
morning?
Yes.
Okay, about Revolution. So tell us, Dave, you're a principal of Revolution.
I'm not a principal. I'm a vice president of business development.
Okay, I say that about everybody.
Yes.
It's my way of sort of, you know, getting
I'm
them out.
flattered.
Okay. Well, as the vice president of business relations,
Development, yes.
business development, you had a lot to do with opening a new office, or the process of opening a new office in New York State.
Yes.
Not New York City, but New York State.
Well, it's in Nyack, New York, so it's very near New York City. Nyack is just northwest of Manhattan.
Yeah.
So we just opened a new office. It's a new franchise partner that we have. So what we've done is sort of taken a lot of the tools and know-how that we've developed, you know, building a successful solar company here in Hawaii, and we're shortening the learning curve for our partners and providing them lots of the tools and relationships with equipment manufacturers and financing vendors and things like that, helping them hit the ground running and do a better job, you know, helping now New York State homeowners go PV and realize all the benefits of generating their own power.
Fabulous. So you did that.
I did work with the gentlemen that are launching their franchise here this month.
So it's a franchise.
Yes.
It's like a regular registered franchise, like
It
a
is.
franchise under the
Absolutely.
franchise law.
Yes.
It's a serious franchise.
Yes.
What a great idea for a Hawaii company. I mean, that's amazing. You know, I haven't heard of that before from a Hawaii company. Larry, have you heard of that before?
Have not.
Is it?
Heard of Nyack.
No. No.
I hope you're making notes.
I am.
Okay.
Mental
Let
notes.
the record reflect that she's making notes. Dave, this is a real advance for Hawaii technology, for Hawaii Energy that you're doing this. It was worth the press release for sure.
Yes. Thank you.
And Nyack is a suburban kind of neighborhood.
Exactly.
It's within 20, 30 miles of New York City.
Yes.
It's right up the Hudson somewhere.
Yes, so lots of single-family homes. It's also, if you look at electricity rates in New York, they get higher as you get closer to Manhattan. So these are single-family homeowners that have relatively high electric bills and can really benefit, you know, both from the savings they experience on the electric bill, also the great rebate program that they have in New York. They have a little bit different program in New York than we do here in Hawaii. You get a $5,000 tax credit. You also get a rebate, cash paid by a program funded by the state, and it's up to $9,800. So homeowners in New York can sort of get the balance of the system cost back in about 5 or 6 years and start saving money, you know.
Is that why you focused on New York for the benefits there? Because I mean, it helps market, doesn't it?
Exactly. So this is our second franchise. We have another outside of Boston, and the Northeast has really, you know, been an area that is, you know, focused on getting solar going because, you know, electric rates are high, and they buy natural gas to, you know, create much of their power the same way we buy oil here. So there's a, you know, fossil fuel dependency issue there. And they, you know, because of those things, they have great subsidy programs. So the paybacks are good, and, you know, the economics are good for homeowners to go solar. So that's why we've chosen to hit the Northeast first.
Fair is fair. Larry, before we go on our break, do you have any cross-examination of David?
Will the business only be active in New York or New Jersey as well?
They will be selling primarily in New York, but also in Connecticut and New Jersey as well. The guys that own the business are actually from New Jersey, and so they're ready to get into New Jersey, which is the second largest solar state in the country, not too far behind California.
May I compliment you on a creative thing and a great adventure. I hope it works out well. The Massachusetts one, which has been in existence for a while, how is that working out?
It's working out great. People have relatively high bills there, and one of the issues we found that's sort of different being in the Northeast than here is you have a lot more trees that provide shading. So it's, you know, an additional complexity to it all that, you know, we're navigating through. But
the leaves in the fall can drop on the solar panels, right?
Yes. But it gives people a good excuse to, you know, a lot of people want to trim those trees to, you know, for other reasons, so those branches aren't falling on the roof and causing damage to the home. So,
how does it work during the winter if there's snow?
So the panels actually, you know, heat up a little bit because they're collecting the sunlight.
Okay.
And so the snow actually sheets off of the panels faster than it does the rest of the roof.
Okay.
The panels also still do make electricity when there's snow on them because some of that light is penetrating through that layer of snow, and so it's both making power and the snow's getting off the roof faster when you install PV.
So big question is, these franchises, do they use your name of Revolution?
They do, yes.
And do you, I'm going to ask this question before we actually take the break, okay? And do you trade on the Hawaii origin of the company and the franchise? In other words, does the customer know that Revolution is connected with Hawaii?
Yes, they do. And it's been actually very receptive. I lived on the East Coast for a while, and I think, you know, the two things we could probably tout having experience is surfing and solar. So it's been received well by.
That is great. We have a new brand,
Yes.
and you guys are delivering it. I am so impressed, honestly. That's the voice of Dave Gorman. He may be my relative. This is Hawaii, the state of clean energy. Here we are with Dave and Arden Penton, and also we have Larry Newman, and we're all involved in this conversation, which includes cross-examination at every turn. And we are waiting for Sharon Moriwaki to get here, but she's not here just yet. However, Ray Starling came in. I think I see him in front behind the lights. We'll be right back after this break.
760 KGU.
Part of the Wall Street Business Network.
The slowest traffic this afternoon is on the H1 freeway going Evabound through town. It's because of an earlier accident. The slow traffic starts at about the Kapiolani Boulevard exit in Kaimuki and continues to the downtown area. Allow extra time. Going east is fine. No problems to the windward side. If you're going west, the H1 slows at the Hickam Curve. The Moana Lewis slows at Kaiser Hospital.
Hawaii, the state of clean energy, is also brought to you by Hawaiian Electric Company, powering the growth and development of Hawaii since it was chartered by King Kalakaua in 1891. Today, Hawaiian Electric and its subsidiaries, Maui Electric and Hawaii Electric Light Company, serve more than 95% of our state, providing reliable electric service essential to our quality of life. The Hawaiian Electric companies are also leading our transition to clean energy. By increasing our renewable energy use and improving energy efficiency, we're reducing Hawaii's dependence on imported oil and in providing a more sustainable and secure future for Hawaii. For more information, visit hawaiisenergyfuture.com. Hawaii, the state of clean energy, is also brought to you by the State Energy Office of the Department of Business, Economic Development, and Tourism. How can we secure a better future for Hawaii? One way is clean energy, and the State Energy Office is steering Hawaii to that clean energy future. Hawaii is rich with natural renewable resources, the sun, the wind, the ocean, and the land, and they are all being tapped to meet Hawaii's clean energy initiatives to generate electricity, create jobs, spur economic growth, and reduce our dependence on imported foreign oil. To learn more, visit energy.hawaii.gov.
Now back to Think Tech Wednesday on AM 760 KGU. Here once again is your host, Jay Fidel.
Thank you, Jack Waters. This is Jay Fidel on Think Tech on Wednesday, Hawaii, the state of clean energy. We have so much in the pipeline here that I'm bowled over and confused already. And I usually take until the third quarter to get confused. We heard great stuff from Larry Newman on Hawaii Energy. We talked about the pool pump, which is very important. And if you didn't listen to that, you can check it out because our shows are recorded on Spreaker.com and on YouTube. So check it out. Everything we say is global and it's on the record. You can't take it back. Okay. And we heard from Dave Gorman of Revolution about their expansion to Nyack, New York. And Dave is from New York, so that right?
I'm a local boy from Hawaii.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not planning on moving, are you?
No, I'm not.
Good.
I moved back. I lived in New York for a while.
Okay, that's the part I remember. Yeah. And now the lady in chief, as it were, Arden Penton, who is with Volta Industries, one of my favorite young startup tech energy companies in the world, featuring Scott Mercer, who's a really amazing guy, and I can't read his first name, but Michael Menendez.
Michael Menendez, yeah, correct.
Who's one of my also favorite unbelievable guys. Those two guys are fantastic.
So smart.
And they have this fantastic model, which is almost as impressive as Revolution, maybe more in some ways.
Perhaps.
Okay, can you tell us how this works? You guys make charging stations.
Yes.
You started in Hawaii, and you have a business model that really is a little surprising. Tell us about it.
Yes, so we're a completely local company. Everything is manufactured over in IAEA, manufactured locally, and what we do is we provide a free service to the community of free charging for your electric vehicle. So we distribute our charging stations in really great locations that people would visit on an everyday basis. So we're at all the major shopping malls, movie theaters. If you're going to go, say, to Ala Moana, you might as well pull up to the Volta station, plug right in, and then you get your charge for free. All of our stations are actually sponsored by really great local companies, including Revolution. They were our first sponsor to come on board. And they are the ones that actually generate the free service to the community. And we're really trying to steer Hawaii towards independence, towards sustainability, anything that we can do to kind of lean more towards renewable resources, we're all for.
I saw your garage. I saw where you make these things.
Yeah, that's Michael Menendez all the way.
Laser cutter, stainless steel laser cutter machine, unbelievable. I mean, and they can produce these things, and it looks like it was produced on an assembly line in Detroit, right here on, what street?
Over in the industrial park.
Kaka'ako, you know.
Yeah,
so. Oh, you're in the industrial park, or are you talking about Kaka'ako?
No, the one over in IAEA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You've been expanding well.
We're all over the place.
Okay.
But we're actually we're doing manufacturing now out of California. So,
as long as it's not China, okay?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're very hands-on.
So the thing about this is that, you know, the model is elegant. You know, they make them, right? Well, no, I shouldn't say right here, but they make them themselves. They design them themselves. Michael Menendez is kind of a genius.
Yes.
And so is Scott, for that matter. Scott's the marketing guy, or the front end CEO guy.
Yes.
And we did a couple of movies on them already, you know, so I know about this. And Michael is the what do you call it, the engineering genius. Okay? And,
Behind the scenes master.
and with that kind of combination, you can hardly go wrong. And then this very elegant model about, you know, not charging for the charge,
Right.
just doing advertising. And people come from miles around, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, because it's you, isn't it, Art? You're the one
It is me. That's
finding
why.
the advertisers. You know, you can
Yes.
help ThinkTech too, but let's talk about that later.
So what we do is we're really trying to encourage EV sales in Hawaii. I mean, we're the #1 state for EV sales per capita. It's a really great location to drive an EV, and the main reason why people are a little hesitant is because of range anxiety. They really don't want to be stuck on the poly, you know, midnight, run out of charge.
What an awful picture.
Yeah, and in the rain, let me throw that in there, in the rain.
At the top of the poly, right near the very
Yes.
top.
So we're really trying to, you know, spread our wings a little bit. We have a presence over in Kailua, in town as well. And we're really trying to be in locations that people can charge for free. So when they charge for us, they're actually getting about 20 miles, 25 miles of range per hour of charging. And it's all free, so it's great. It's just used kind of as a top-off method. And like I said, they're coming to these properties anyways. It's great incentive to go charge your car for free while you shop. And then a lot of our EV drivers do have solar. So we've with our sponsorship, we partner with Revolution.
Oh, so you guys know each other.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a
okay.
really great system. I mean, they have solar. You know, at this point, they're not really paying for electricity, and then they're charging their electric vehicle overnight, and then they're topping up with us for free. So.
You know, just a thought here, but you guys are very creative. I remember some of the really creative things you've done with software and placement of panels and all this. Really, I don't think anybody else does that kind of creativity. What about making a little thing I can strap on the top of my car, okay? Top me off with a panel on top of my car. Why haven't you done that already, David?
The available footprint of your roof space on your car is a limiting factor. So it's sort of difficult to produce enough electricity given that amount of space to really make a meaningful top-off benefit. You're better off going to a Volta station or having a charging station at your home and recharging your vehicle at night.
And I'm sure that'll happen one day.
Yes, I think so.
You never know. I mean,
I think there's a model of the Prius that has
That's a little bit.
some
Yeah, it has
solar
a
cells on the
slight
top, and
capability
it
on the
helps run
top.
the AC and the radio and things like that.
So by 2015, there's going to be 80 different models of electric vehicles on the market. 80. So there's going to be a huge selection, and like you said, that capability is there already, and I'm sure will be stronger.
Can I dwell on that for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, it seems a little slow. Now, if that's just my imagination, or maybe I haven't been, you know, read enough newspapers, but I haven't seen a lot of electric. In fact, the only cars I ever ride around in is Sharon Moriwaki's car, who just came in. Hi, Sharon.
There's
Hi,
actually
Sharon.
there's tons of Nissan Leafs.
No.
That's our #1 user. We have the Chevy Volts, and now Ford Focus just came out with a new electric car, and then also Tesla is our favorite.
Oh,
So
would be
there's-
mine too.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we've seen a number of Teslas charging with us, and they're very happy, and so is everybody else, to kind of see Tesla in the main event of them all.
So 80 different right here in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But this is, you know, it's a funny market because, I mean, if this was really a robust magnetic market, if you will, we'd have more electric cars here now, wouldn't we? What's holding us up?
I really think it is range anxiety. I think it's
But
people.
it's only an island. The whole thing is less than 100 miles.
Right, but that's exactly why we are here. Is we want to have a strong presence so that people aren't afraid of running out.
Okay.
I know it's a small surface
But people,
space,
you
but
know,
still,
people,
it still is
they're
kind of
anxious
that
anyway.
insecure, and it's
Yeah.
a brand new thing coming to market, and it's
Yeah.
kind of there is a soon-to-be big push in EV sales, and we're just really trying to be there. That's the kind of difficult process with us, and the challenge is we need to penetrate a market before the EV sales happen, because no one's going to buy electric cars if they have nowhere to charge. And so for us, we're actually able to give away the charge for free, which is a huge extra beneficial factor to it. So we're really hoping that that'll kind of make things move forward a little faster. which is why we're also expanding over on the mainland as well, because we're again trying to penetrate those markets before the EV sales start going
I'm
up.
going to get to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a short break so everybody can ruminate over that possibility.
Okay.
How you guys are going to the mainland and why two significant entrepreneurial efforts in Hawaii, both in energy, have seen fit, to start this kind of expansion to the mainland thing. And whether it's in the water or what, it makes you both have this idea at around the same time. Okay, we're going to take a short break. This is Think Tech, if you hadn't noticed. It's Wednesday, if you hadn't noticed. We're doing Hawaii, the state of clean energy. We have Dave Gorman of Revolution, Arden Penton, if you hadn't noticed, and everybody here has noticed, by the way. Okay, Volta Industries, and we have Larry Newman in Hawaii Energy. And we have Ray Stark. This is a real gathering place here today. We'll be right back after this break.
760 KGU.
Part of the Wall Street Business Network.
Got one new accident. It's in Kalihi. It's on Pu'uhali Road at Republican Street, just south of Nimitz. No problems going over to the windward side. Going east is also good to Hawaii Kai. If you're going west, you can expect the typical slowdowns. The H1 slows at the Hickam Curve, and the Moana Lewis slows at Kaiser Hospital. Inbound traffic from the west slows when you get to the Middle Street merge.
With the Kahiava Wind Farm on Maui and the Kahuku and Kawailoa Wind Farms on Oahu, First Wind is pleased to create clean, local sources of energy powered by Hawaii's trade winds. Understanding our unique environment and host culture, First Wind develops projects that support local communities and provide net benefits to native wildlife, embracing the concept of caring from Mauka to Makai. Hu Kamakani, may the wind blow towards a sustainable future for Hawaii's people. For more information, visit firstwind.com.
Think Tech Energy Wednesday is also brought to you by Hawaii Energy. Hawaii Energy is a ratepayer-funded conservation and efficiency program administered by SAIC under contract with the Hawaii Public Utilities Commission, serving the islands of Hawaii, Lanai, Maui, Molokai, and Oahu.
Now back to Think Tech Wednesday on AM 760 KGU. Here once again is your host, Jay Fidel.
Thank you, Jack Waters. We're back. We're live. We're here on KGU 760 AM. Think Tech Wednesdays, Hawaii, the state of clean energy, with Dave Gorman of Revolution, Arden Penton of Volta Industries, Larry Newman of Hawaii Energy, and in the wings in our famous spectator gallery, we have Ray Starling and Sharon Moriwaki, both co-hosts of this program. Can I have some applause or something from the gallery? See, we weren't kidding. They're really there. And just to prove that again, Sharon, can you talk about the July 12th program, the Clean Energy program at the Women's Y here?
I sure can, and I'd really like to invite everyone to come down and join us. As Arden is talking about EVs and range anxiety, we're going to have an announcement on a mobile app that will help reduce your anxieties as you drive along with your ED. And both Ray and I are proud owners of a Leaf. And we are going to have a Volt, a 2011 Volt over at the Y so people can test drive an EV for real. And so I'd like to invite people to join us. We are featuring for the first time transportation because it really is one of the biggest users of energy. And we'd like to bring forward some of the kinds of issues that are coming out. We're having an internationally known speaker, Todd Littman, who will talk to us about all kinds of different applications and models that are out there that Hawaii can kind of get on the bandwagon or on the train or on the rail or in their EV and move forward. So we'd like to invite everyone. It's this Friday at the YWCA downtown. It's from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and we'll have lunch, and we'll have poo-poo and networking, and many exhibitors there as well. So please come down, join us. And you can get on our website, www.hawaiienergy.hawaii.edu, to get the registration information. So thank
equal
you.
time, Ray, are you going to be there on Friday? You have anything to say?
Sure
Do you have any comments or questions or cross-examination on Sharon's remarks?
Well, I'm going to be there, and I think all of the people who have a strong interest in energy and transportation being a big component of that energy that we use here in Hawaii are going to be there because it's a good place to get the latest on what's happening and also to mix it up with other people that have the same interests as we do. So
Yeah.
Hawaii Energy will be there.
Okay, great, fabulous, thank you guys. See, that comes from our gallery right here, Think Tech, in our studio here at Pioneer Plaza. We are so happy. But maybe you thought we forgot, Arden, that you were up next to talk about your expansion to the mainland.
I didn't forget.
Okay, we're going to get to that right now. So you are expanding to the mainland. Well, you said you were manufacturing in California.
Correct.
Santa Barbara, was it? Because we have friends in Santa Barbara.
No, LA.
LA, okay. And then you have other plans or actual implementations
Yes.
of an expansion to the main. Tell us what you're doing.
So we're composing our national rollout as we speak. So of course we are a local company. We will always be a local company, homegrown here in Hawaii. Right now we actually already have Volta stations up, newly born stations in Arizona. So like I was mentioning before, we're really trying to go into the markets to encourage the EV sales there. So right now we are focusing on Arizona and then all of California, mainly up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and then also in Los Angeles and in San Diego. So, but we will be doing a national rollout, so we have to start somewhere.
Are you handling this?
Yes, you know, I have my finger in everything.
Wow, that's because there are essentially 3 of you.
No, there's more.
There's more, okay.
There's more.
How
We're
many
7
are,
now.
7, okay.
Yes.
I love this company.
Yeah, I know, we're 7. It's a lot of work, you know, we're a startup company. We've done very well here in Hawaii, so we're really trying to keep the momentum and keep moving forward and doing great things for communities and for the environment. So yes, we're strong at 7.
Yes, okay, and I know that Dave is thinking that we should ask you the same question that I asked him. You use the Hawaii franchise, the Hawaii brand, when you open up on the mainland. Are you using a franchise system where you get franchisees in places, or do you staff and organize these points yourself?
We do it ourselves.
Okay, and do you trade on the fact that you're from Hawaii?
Yes.
And
So,
you tell them, and customers are told that.
Yeah, absolutely. So everybody knows that we started in Hawaii, and then we kind of used Hawaii as a really great petri dish. So obviously there was a little testing involved. We wanted to make sure that our model would stand up to support EV sales, and we're not going to put them in the ground if no one's going to use them. So like I said, it's done very well, and as we expand, everybody knows we're from Hawaii, and that's the only thing that they can turn to at this point, because we're really trying to push a new product, something that has never really been done before, a sponsored, completely free service. So we've had really great response.
Well, I just imagine that you would go to the mainland and people have a certain image of Hawaii. You guys went through the same thing on this day, I'm sure. And you want to capitalize on the image. It reminds me of a fellow named Rick Davis. I got to tell my short story. Rick Davis was the publisher of Aloha magazine. Okay, and his magazine was dedicated to reach people in the mainland who had come to Hawaii and enjoyed it, and went back, and now it was the cold of winter in Nebraska, okay, and he wanted to give them a magazine that would connect them back to Hawaii, and it worked like a charm. It was really impressive the way he did that with photographs and all the right, icons of Hawaii life. As a result, he had nice circulation on the mainland. It's the same thing here. That there's a brand, there's a certain quality about Hawaii that appeals to people, and I guess this is the bottom line for me, but I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. They have come to know us. Mm-hmm. They have come to know that we are energy leaders, right or wrong, trouble in River City or not. They have come to believe that we know a lot about energy. Is that what you're finding?
Absolutely. I think that our particular leveraging of Hawaii is the experience that we've established in really being ahead of the curve in implementing PV systems here in Hawaii. And so when we go to these new markets, we're coming with, a track record of having installed, 4,000 residential PV systems and having gone through, learning how to do it effectively so that you're eliminating, issues like your roof leaking and the electrical tie-in, being, ahead of, above standard and all those sorts of things. So it really is the track record of having been in business and been doing this for a bunch of years and done a bunch of systems that makes homeowners more comfortable going with us than, sort of startup companies that don't have that track record.
Right. And Dave and I were discussing that before the show. It's for both of our industries, it's so competitive. This is really a hot topic right now. There's a lot of people kind of shooting for the same point here, and to really have that credibility, and for both of us to say we've done this, let us show you what we can do with you, rather than just coming out of the blue, is really important for us. So always referring back to the network that we've started here in Hawaii for both Revolusun and for Volta is really important.
Well, I think it's great. I'm wondering when Hawaii Energy is going to start opening a franchise on the mainland. Anything to that rumor?
No.
Well, Larry, tell us
No
yes
comment.
or no, maybe. That must be what I've been smoking, yeah.
I don't think so.
But you know what, Dave, this does suggest that when you sell a system, or your franchisee sells a system, for some money, with tax credits and all that, your customer spending some money, you could throw in a trip.
We could. We've incentivized some of our partners' salespeople that if they're the leading salesperson in their organization, then they come to visit the mothership here in Hawaii.
We do that too, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Works like a charm.
What is
You might as well take advantage of their assets, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
When our franchisees actually come out here for a week of training, and so that's a nice kicker, right?
Yeah.
For us, we invite them out, all of our big properties that we're working with, because we're so new, like, oh, we'll come out to Hawaii and see our network, and then we rent them a Nissan Leaf, and they get to drive around, and they charge at all of our stations, and they love it. Set them up with a little island tour.
Well, Arden, you mentioned something before. I want to just pursue that a little bit. You're in a space, if you will, that is very competitive. Okay? And there's nothing protected about your really creative model about advertising and making an advertising revenue model out of it, which I'm really impressed with. But anybody can do that, and it's so easy to find out what you're doing.
Right.
From any shopping center will tell you right now how it works. So aren't you worried? Are you having the experience of some wiseacre competitor going and doing precisely the same thing that you're doing and stealing your lunch?
It's possible, but it's been a very long process. So to partner with properties, there's a lot of back and forth. It's a long process. For us, we have competition, but not necessarily, I hate to say this, good competition, because our model is completely different. So all of the other charging companies are charging the drivers to charge their cars. So we are the only free-to-use service. And then in turn, you're correct, we do have the sponsorship advertising aspect of it. We're the first ones to get there, so.
Well, that's got to be a big asset.
It is,
Okay.
and that's why starting in Hawaii was great, and we kind of kept it quiet, and things only were shared within Hawaii. Now that we're able to actually penetrate on a national level, we're really hitting the ground running.
Okay, well, speaking of that, we're going to hit the ground and take a break.
Okay.
But when we come back, you know, I'd like to talk about exactly how you go to the mainland. And I'd like to talk also, you guys, about the action of PUC in buying into HECO's notion of expanding the number of charging stations out there. Okay, those. I hope you stay around for that. Stay tuned. It's Think Tech. It's Energy Wednesday. We'll be right back.
760 KGU.
Part of the Wall Street Business Network.
We've got one problem right now. It's that accident up in central Oahu, just south of Mililani on Kamehameha Highway at the Kipapa Bridge. No problems, though, going west from town on the H2, or if you're going west on the H1. Windward Drive is normal on the Pali, the Like, and the H3, clear to Hawaii Kai. Inbound traffic on the H1 eastbound is slow from Middle Street to Ward Avenue.
Think Tech Radio is also brought to you by InmoB. Since its inception in 2007, InmoB has grown to become the world's largest independent mobile advertising network, serving over 100 billion mobile ads to date. It has built its product in parts of the world where the mobile phone is not just a screen, it's the only screen. After launching in the U.S. and Europe in 2010, InmoB has more than doubled its global network from 7 billion to 60 billion impressions monthly, and has offices on 4 continents, in Bangalore, Johannesburg, and London, in Nairobi, New York, and Paris, in San Francisco, Seoul, Singapore, and Tokyo. InmoB. Think Tech Hawaii is a Hawaii nonprofit corporation organized in the year 2000. Its purpose is to raise public awareness about the importance of technology, energy, agriculture, and globalism to the diversification and expansion of our economy. We do this by television shows on community television and on OC16, by newspaper articles, and by our Think Tech radio series on KGU 760 AM. We also do it by panel programs and events, including our monthly luncheon programs with the Hawaii Venture Capital Association. Think Tech, working to raise public awareness in Hawaii. Check us out at thinktechhawaii.com.
Now back to Think Tech Wednesday on AM 760 KGU. Here once again is your host, Jay Fidel.
Here we are in the final quarter. Think Tech Wednesday, Hawaii, the state of clean energy. Talking a lot about the July 12th program, Clean Energy Day, this Wednesday. Come down to Laniakea at 9 o'clock in the morning? 10 o'clock, sorry. You can come early. I'm going to be there early. And we have with us Dave Gorman of Revolution, Arden Penton of Volta Industries, and Larry Newman of Hawaii Energy. And Larry has got a news story, so you have to start your comments, Larry, with this just in.
This just in?
Yeah, this just in.
You want to give me the typewriter?
Right, Walter Winchell, right?
No, I listened to Star Advertiser today. The PUC, I guess, is giving a go-ahead, perhaps, for HECO to waive a demand charge normally assessed commercial customers to enhance fast charging. So the idea there, the article says, being able to give a fast charge, 80% of your charge in 30 minutes. was the first thing, and then the second thing in the article was HECO might put out 25 publicly accessible fast charging stations across the state
Talk
for a
about
per
competition,
fee
yeah.
session.
Yeah,
Not free.
and they'll have a different model, won't they?
Ours actually aren't fast chargers. Ours is a level 2.
Mhm.
So, for example, we're partnered with Al Moana Shopping Center. The last thing they want is for a fast, and I'm not saying fast
Oh,
chargers
this
aren't
is
going to
so
be great.
cute. This whole
No.
thing integrates. Beautiful. You guys are so smart.
No, but you know, for an hour of charge, they're getting 20 miles of range. So that creates a very sticky service, a very sticky customer.
Indeed.
You're going to go shopping and say, oh, let's go up to CPK and have lunch because we'll get an extra 40 miles on my car. So that's the difference between what our model is, and then in comparison to, you know, you get to hang out in your car, listen to 3 Neil Diamond songs and go along your way. And it's a great service. Obviously, you get to fill up your car 80% in 5 minutes.
Well, have you thought about actually slowing the charge down? So
No, we don't want to do that. We actually
so
want to give
people
you
can
something.
spend more time shopping.
We want to give you something. We want to give you something.
So
It's free. Everyone's so particular about free, you know.
There's something great about free.
Yeah.
It's great
It's hard to
American
find
country
these
of
days.
ours,
It's
yeah.
hard to find these days.
So what about that? I mean, what are you doing to penetrate the market here? You're going to every shopping center, but you can't go
Not all of them.
residences.
Yeah.
And you go to freestanding commercial businesses. And how about
Correct.
public parking lots? Are you in public parking lots?
Not at the moment. So we're actually really particular about the placement of our stations. We get calls all the time. Can you put a free station here or there? But we really want to make sure, first of all, and most importantly, it appeals to our sponsors. So we will not be, you know, in the back corner, you know, in the dark parking structure. We really want to be the main event of the parking lot. Like I said, it is a free service, so we want everybody to know. And then, again, it's brought to you by local companies like Revolusun. So at the moment, we're being very particular, but we will be expanding to
Yeah.
a little wider
It reminds
market.
me of that company. What is it called? I forget the name, but it's a company that does ads on the insides of parking garages.
AdWalls.
AdWall, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And it was just a really smart idea.
Yeah.
And P.S. he started it here,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's doing it on the mainland.
Yeah.
One of those ideas that's viral, and once you see the possibilities, you go for it.
I mean, you don't really realize there are a lot of people going in and out of parking lots, in and out of parking structures, you know, going into Starbucks and leaving. There's a lot of vehicular traffic,
Yeah.
and then pedestrian traffic as well. So we really try to go to the property we find the best place for us, and then go from there.
Well, and then here in Hawaii, without billboards, there's limited places to
True, right.
advertise.
Yeah, absolutely.
too.
There's
So
no
it's-
outdoor advertising allowed. So that's kind of one of the challenges here in Hawaii is we really have to find locations that aren't necessarily street visible. So that limits us definitely. But we find as we're expanding, that's less of an issue. But definitely in Hawaii, we want to abide by those regulations because the last thing we want is to have huge billboards on the side of the road. I mean, they barely even have that on the buses here.
Well, then you'd have the outdoor circle all over you in no
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, your ads are small enough so they don't really offend anybody, and the aesthetic of your devices, it's so good looking. That stainless steel, you know, clean cut Museum of Modern Art kind of
Thank
modeling
you.
of it.
Yeah.
You know, who would ever complain about that? You know?
Yeah, and then it's also a really forward-thinking, forward-moving service. So we're not.
Have you talked to David before about how you get to the mainland, how you open new markets on the mainland? Because these guys have.
We need to.
Yeah.
We need to.
Yeah. So what are you doing exactly in terms of finding new possibilities? How do you select cities? How do you select locations on the mainland?
So it's kind of a cat and mouse game. Like I said, we have to find out where the EV sales will be happening. So at the moment, we're following the sun. We started in Arizona and then kind of backtracking over to California. And we basically, we have a strong sales team there that goes and hand selects properties, and we're trying to utilize the properties best we can and make sure that they'll actually be used. And the one that we put in Arizona, which is the only one that we have on the mainland at the moment, we've gotten great feedback. It's used all the time. No one's ever seen anything like this. Because as you guys know, Sharon, if you drive a Leaf, it's kind of difficult to go and charge your car, and you're going to have to pay to charge your car a few dollars every time. And so to have it for free is really important to us. We want to make it as easy as possible as well. So we're the only company where you can honestly pull up, plug in, walk away. There's no turnkeys, you don't have to register, no email addresses, no touch screens. It's really, really basic.
Suppose I'm out there, you know, and I could be anywhere in the country because we are streaming on Ustream.tv and audio streaming on Spreaker.com, and I say, wow, you know, that's Arden Penton, and she's got a great product. I want it in my property. I want it in my property. So why don't you tell them right now how they can get a hold of you or the company in order to get a charging station placed on their property?
Yeah, you can just go to our website and follow the contact information and let us know, give us information on your property. We're very good about getting back to you, so.
Yeah. And what about Revolution?
Same thing. You can find us on the web. We have a dedicated page for our franchise program. If you're an existing solar company out there, we're also licensing our software. So the franchise includes the brand and the marketing and sales support. But you can also just license the software we've created as well. And we're at www.revolusun.com, and you can find our franchise page there.
REVOLUSUN.
Thank you for that.
Okay, there are 2 U's in Revolution.
Yes.
What your website address is?
We're www.voltacharging.com.
Okay. Larry, I wanted to give you some time at the end here to ask any probing questions, or maybe to make sort of wrap up, you know, philosophical comments about how this discussion has changed your view of the universe.
I'm not going to take the philosophical fork in the road. I'm curious about whether or not you, from Volta, really know your customer. And is your customer the driver, or is the customer the passerby? Because
we have a lot of customers, actually.
We've got
great question.
2 people that know Volta really well. They know Revolution really well, but they both have PV on their home already, so you're not going to get a new PV customer from your relationship with Volta. So I'm wondering.
No, that's not true.
Well, at least directly.
Well, it's kind of a give and take. I think a lot of EV drivers don't yet have solar. A lot of solar people don't yet have EVs.
Okay.
So it really is kind of a corresponding business that both of us do.
And has it
Are you laughing?
I'm laughing because you answered that question so immediately, so completely. And you know, I was thinking that what you guys, of course, there are people who have both, and they're the really dedicated solar energy guys.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of people who only have one, and that's going to be a lot of people who only have one. And your job is to make this one like that one, so they all have both. I'm sure there's plenty of room.
Well, in our PV, you know, system owners have typically installed a PV system that meets the energy needs of the home. And so when they buy an EV, they oftentimes want to expand their PV system to now generate more electricity so that they can charge that car now at home. And a lot of our customers have opted for the higher efficiency panels that we provide so that they can leave some roof space so that they can expand the system later when they do get that EV. So
we have 1 minute left, and Sharon, if you would just get close to that microphone, you and Ray Starling, please, as our co-hosts for the show, and give you it falls to you to give this philosophical meaning and how this discussion has changed your way of looking at the universe. Ready, go.
Okay, great.
Philosophical. Well, I'll just say that I was one of those who bought a set of panels from Revolution, got my EV, and came back for more because I'm planning to get another EV. But I'm so disappointed because I found out that our former commission member, John Cole, is apparently the first person in the state to have 2 EVs. He's chunked all of his gasoline vehicles, and he's got solar on his roof, and now 2 EVs. And I'm so, I feel so badly because I'm getting behind the curve here. I'm going to have to buy 3 EVs, I guess, to catch up or to get ahead.
See what happens after you spend a little time on the PUC. Sharon,
I do want to say that I'm really pleased to hear that we have such collaboration going forward. You know, the EVs, we're supposed to have, I don't know, 20,000 on the road by 2020. So we're like not even halfway there. So the more that we can get people on solar, the more that we can have other sources for our transportation, our EVs, that'd be great. So please come learn more about transportation on Friday. My little plug again for the Hawaii Energy.
Thank you, everybody. Think Tech on Wednesday. Energy, been a great show. Thank you all. Say aloha.
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 Aloha. Thank you.
Nice job.